Charming. Good evening, and welcome to Professor Etiquette's Hour, an hour of etiquette for the modern era. I am the titular Professor Etiquette, and this is my hour. Today we shall be addressing one of the most vexing and perplexing issues for the modern gentleman, the urinal, or as they say in America, the urinal. Or more accurately, today we shall interlocute on the urinals, for it is when these receptacles congregate that many social faux pas tend to arise. Indeed, many a man finds it all but impossible to relieve himself of his golden load at a urinal. But fear no more, gentlemen. Professor Etiquette has prepared this exhaustive list of rules to prevent you from looking piss poor at the piss spot. One must always take the urinal furthest from the door. If possible, leave one urinal of space between yourself and your compatriot. One must never look over the divider. Well, not never. Read the room. One must always flush. Unless the urinal is automatic, then you must step away and awkwardly wait for a moment to see if the urinal flushes itself. If it does not, step back up to the urinal to see if it has a little flush button. If it does, flush. If it does not, you must look around. If there are any other gentlemen present, even if they are not looking at you, you must shrug as if to say, I don't know, and then walk away before anyone expects you to take responsibility. One must never speak at the urinal. A man is at his most vulnerable when he uses a urinal, so do not tax him further with the burden of conversation. If you find yourself in the restroom with a gentleman of your acquaintance, Rule 5 still applies. However, there is an additional norm. Once you have emptied your bladder and washed your hands, you must dutifully wait by the paper towel dispensers for your compatriot. When he has finished, you must greet him with the traditional Nelson's half nod. The Nelson's half nod is also applicable when you recognize someone on the street whom you hate. At times, a gentleman may position himself at a urinal only to discover that he needs to expel excrement. In such distressing circumstances, one is to pretend that one has completed one's urination, walk to the sink to wash one's hands, pretend to realize something, and then dart into a stall. This is a crucial procedure. Therefore, I recommend you practice it often, even when you do not need to excrete. One never knows when a shot approacheth. If you are too nervous to pee at a urinal and run dry, repeat the steps outlined in Rule 6. And there you have it, Professor Etiquette's 7 Rules of Urinal Etiquette, by Professor Etiquette. But perhaps the most important rule to remember is this: urinals need not solely be functional. Indeed, they can be fulfilling and diverting as well. Do join us after the break when we will be sitting down with pro golfer Dick Hockmonitor to talk about his new book, Putting in the Rough, the Worst Shits of My Life. Ta-ta! One must always flush. Oh, God. If you find yourself, you must also wait dutifully for your compatriot at the paper towel. No, I was on a roll. Walk away before anyone expects you to take responsibility, and my mustache is falling off. List of rules. Never write a sketch with a fake mustache in it again.